Welcome back to part 2 of this week's edition of Not Too Critical Reviews. Let's go from mingling with boring witches to mingling with vapid girl singers in Jem and the Holograms, a loose adaptation of the popular animated series from the 1980s. Aubrey Peoples plays Jerrica Benson, nicknamed Jem, a shy but talented singer-songwriter who, with the help of younger sister Kimber and foster sisters Asia and Shauna, deal with the pressures of sudden stardom. Juliette Lewis plays their perky yet manipulative music manager that coaxes Jem to go solo, while former Brat Pack star Molly Ringwald plays the sisters' aunt who's struggling to pay for their home. Okay, so from the moment the trailer premiered early this past summer, fans of the original series were outraged at what they saw. Not a sci-fi musical action adventure, but a coming-of-age story about a girl band. I'm too young to have seen a single episode of the original Jem series, especially since the first one finished by the end of the 80s and syndication concluded just before I was born. Still, even I can say this film is an adaptation in the loosest of terms, and the result is one of the worst films I've seen in 2015. Budgeted at $5 million and helmed by music video director John Chu, who also directed the most recent G.I. Joe film, Jem and the Holograms feels shallow and cheap. It needlessly employs footage from internet viral videos to provide the pacing that the film itself cannot control. Meanwhile, Juliette Lewis, she has fun with her manager role, while Molly Ringwald makes for a nice, warm appearance. But that's all I can say in terms of acting. The barest connection to the cartoon series is a BB-8 short-circuit-like robot Jem has kept from her late inventor father that causes the band to seek out missing parts for it. The sentiment attached to this subplot is foreign to the musical journey, and the payoff it's a saccharine disappointment, regardless of some decent, well-shot music performances. Overall rating, 2 out of 5 stars. One last note. I did say Jem and the Holograms was one of the worst films of the year, but I can say that it's at the same time an interesting examination of modern culture. Kind of like last year's Annie, except worse. It uses the fickleness of fame, particularly internet fame, to convey a watered-down message of acceptance and worth that derives from the freedom to express oneself in any form. To speak from my Catholic standpoint, it amuses me that many in our culture today settle for that as a measure of self-worth, which pales immeasurably to the love God has for each of us. It's fascinating, really. The film itself, though, forget about it. Just watch the original cartoon if you're feeling nostalgic. Be sure to let us know what you all thought about the film in the comments section below before venturing into part 3 of this week's reviews batch, where I review Rock the Casbah.